Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Off the Dribble with myself and my co-host Aashrith. Today we officially begin technically our first episode of the off season. Technically, our last episode was our first episode of the off season, but with the first round of the draft being yesterday, this is actually our first episode of the off season. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the draft a little bit, kind of take you through some of the interesting picks that we saw, and also some of the teams that we thought drafted really well, and just give you our thoughts on that. And then at the end, if we have some time, me and Aashrith are gonna go through who the Thunder drafted and as well who the Wolves drafted as well, because those are two teams that we support. So we'll start it right off with the number one pick, which you guys are all probably shocked by. The Mavs chose the right person, and they chose Cooper Flag. You probably have no other thoughts on it, but I think what we can kind of discuss in the beginning is just the Dallas does have a pretty solid starting lineup if you do have Kyrie healthy. If you actually look at it with Kyrie, Clay, Cooper, AD, and then Derek Lively. So I mean, if Kyrie's healthy, that team can be very, very good. I think Kyrie is not going to play next season, correct?
He'll play
like the second half.
It's looking like he's gonna play like mid-January.
Yeah. So I mean, ideally, like they might be able to sneak into the play-in, but like my whole thing is like get 1 year of NBA experience under Coop's belt with playing alongside AD and Derek Lively in that backcourt kind of. And then when Kyrie is fully healthy and Coops comes into year 2, I mean, that could be a whole new team and scary looking team right there.
I think they could be good with Kyrie coming back halfway, bro.
Yeah, same. I agree with that too.
Like I think because we were the rumors yesterday of them potentially going after D'Lo. Mm-hmm. I know you didn't like that move, and you might be a bit hurt.
I mean, even with that roster, I think D'Lo is still like good. He's good enough to give you like 16 to 9, anywhere from 16 to 19 points per game, and I think the underrated part of his game is his facilitating. I think he's actually a pretty good passer for a point guard in himself. So I think with like handling that first half duties in the season, I think they can float their way to like a 6 seed, 5 seed, somewhere around there if Coop actually plays up to his potential and is an NBA ready player like people are saying he is.
Yeah, just to extend this even more, I have a hot take. I don't even know this is probably a hot take. I think Coop is a better prospect than Wemby. And I know, right? Like you see the 10th, but I think Wemby is more of an idea than he is a player, bro. Like, and until like I see it for longer than 20 games.
I've seen somebody even like a short amount of span, like average like close to 4 blocks a game while giving you 20 points per game. And also that switchable defense at the same time.
Bro, but here's what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't think Cooper Flag has a weakness, right? In his game.
I don't think Wemby has a weakness either.
No, Wemby's shot selection is like he's like basketball IQ is low-key stupid.
It is, but I feel like he was just given the green light his first like year or two. Once like the season kind of progressed to like they were like trying to be a lottery team, they were kind of like, all right, bro, you go do what you need to do. I didn't feel like in my opinion, his first year in the league, there wasn't too much structure around him. Like Pop was his coach, obviously, but like around him as a team, there wasn't structure. Last season with CP running the point guard, I feel like his shot selection did get a lot better, but at the same time, like he's still like your number one primary ball handler, because we didn't see enough games with having that secondary ball handler at late game situations with Fox on the court at the same time. So I mean, like, I feel like you can kind of take it out of context, but I can see where you're coming from too.
Here's my point, right? Like I think Wemby's biggest weakness is like precedent, and what I mean by that, I guess, is like I've never seen a 7'5", like 7'4", like super skinny dude, one, play on the perimeter that consistently, but two, be able to stay healthy for longer than like 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. Like if you're asking me to bet on who's gonna have a longer NBA career and a more successful NBA career, give me like the 6'8", 6'9", like dude who can do literally everything. Like for Duke, he led Duke in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Like mm-hmm. that, with on a team with a shooter like Konkanippel, on a team with a shot blocker and rebounder like Kaman Malawach, Cooper Flag is leading Duke in every single category. And like he was probably their best passer, he's probably their best defender, he's probably their best scorer on a team with 3 lottery picks. Like I think I think Wemby's a lot of proof of concept. Like I think I need to see it more than just like 20 to 40 games a year to believe it. So maybe like in 3 years that could be like fucking stupid, right? Wemby could be the greatest player of all time and like whatever. But I think I see more of I think I see the vision for Cooper Flag to play 15 successful years, and I do Wemby to play 15 successful years. You know,
See, like I had the thought of the injury and everything when he was getting drafted. Like that was my whole thing. Like I thought he was a great talent, a great prospect, but I thought the downside of his career would be not staying on the court. But if you look at, it's only been 2 seasons, obviously. But first season, he was pretty relatively healthy. He played 71 games.
7 games, yeah.
Last season, he played 46 games. But the injury that he sustained isn't.
No, it would happen more longer than once, yeah.
Yeah, it's an injury that you would expect to a player like him is something that happened to Chet, like a hip fracture, a leg break, an ACL tear because they don't have enough meat on their bones. His was, it was like something different. Like he can't really control you can't really control a blood clot in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's shown in his first 2 seasons that with what's in his control, and he's also, like, if you look at like somebody like Rudy, like somebody that's also very 7 foot, kind of like on the leaner end, if you take care of your body very well, you can be in the league for a very, very long time. And Rudy's takes care of his body very well in the offseason. I feel like Wemby's also into the regimen of giving his body the rest he needs in the offseason. I feel like people see what he does, kind of like the meditation aspect. I think meditation's a really huge key in recovery. I think that's a really big thing. I feel like he's like understands that with his size and with the way he's built, he needs to go a different aspect in taking care of his body. And I feel like if he does what he needs to do, he'll stay on the court for even like 10 years of what he does compared to Coop's 15 years. I think 10 years of Wemby is, in my opinion, still a hell of a career. In those 10 years, he can win defensive player of the year 5 years. He can win MVP at least 2 or 3 years. He can win a chip maybe once in those 10 years. Like I don't think like Coop is winning.
That's not enough though. That's not enough. Like you're drafting Wemby for like 5 chips, like 5 MVPs. Like be like his comp, bro. His comp is like I saw a take right from Kevin O'Connor. He's at Yahoo Sports now, but I saw a take that if he has the same career as Hakeem Olajuwon, he's a bust.
See, that's just
like crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, like, if he wins 5 Defensive Player of the Years, 2 MVPs, and like 2 chips, that's not a bust. That's a great career. Like, I don't think Coop's doing that. Coop's not getting anywhere near that.
I don't think Coop's getting 5 DPOIs, but I think Coop's getting MVPs, bro.
I don't think he's getting more than 2 MVPs. I don't think he'll get more than, because if we really look at it, bro, I feel like I'm not saying I'm a lot higher on a lot of prospects in this draft, but I think there's at least 2 other prospects that were drafted 2 and 3 that have potential of being very, very high all-star caliber players or even MVP caliber players. I'm very high on VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
I think can be like that. That's what I'm saying. I think the talent level from 1 to 3 in this draft is so much closer than like what Wemby, like if Wemby was a number 1 pick in this draft, it would still be like, okay, like hands down, he's still the best prospect or still the best talent that we've ever seen.
See, I think Wemby's upside is like crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think his upside is low key unrealistic. Like you're asking a 7 foot dude.
I thought it was unrealistic, but you see him play and you're like, bro, it's
really unrealistic. So much pressure to put on your knees for 82 games a season to play the way he does. Like if he does that a couple times a game and he like gets on the low post and like I don't want to be like an old head, but like he's running up and down the court like dribbling between his legs, like it's all good, right? Mm-hmm. And like knock on wood, like I'd never wish injury on anyone else, but I just need to see it, you know. Whereas Cooper, there's like he's a much like he's a bigger guy, mm-hmm. But like I think like you've seen it before, right? You've seen 6'9" like slashers who can do it all. You've seen like he's like prime Kawhi Leonard's a ceiling. Like you've seen him before.
I will say this, like his athleticism isn't as like crazy as people like think it is. Like he's 6'9", yeah. Like he's not crazy athletic.
He's not bouncy now.
Yeah, he's not bound. Like so, like I see where you're giving. Like I feel like the comparison. I don't know. In my head, like when you give that 6'9" like bulky slasher kind of guard or slasher wing, it's like when they get drafted, it's kind of like a LeBron kind of comp, like a 6'7", 6'8" forward that's kind of big that can slash. but LeBron was crazy athletic. The thing with that's what holds me back with Coop. Like,
But that's
Wemby
a benefit, is it not? Because I'm thinking, like, let's say he gets hurt, right?
he does have a better shot. He does have
He can play if he hurts his knee or something. He can still be effective.
That's true.
Like, there's avenues to go around where if injury does plague him, God forbid for both of these guys, like it'll work out, you know.
Yeah.
But we extended a Cooper Fly discussion for 10 minutes. It's kind of sick.
Yeah, we should.
We'll move on to the next
episode. This is I think this was low key might have been like top 2 craziest things in the draft, other than Hanson Yang getting drafted Portland at 16. But yeah, Ace said that he has no idea why Utah really drafted him, because he kind of said that he doesn't want to be there. But I think it's a good fit. I think Ace, out of all the lottery picks, in my opinion, is like one of the most like high upside players you can get. They say he's close to 6'10" and can shoot over people, give him the KD comp, but he's closer to like that 6'7", 6'8" range. But again, like his shot is very, very good for that height. Again, like he doesn't really see a contest, which is really good. And Utah kind of needs that young, prolific scorer that they need, because again, they're gonna get rid of Sexton. Who did they just get in the draft? Clayton. So I mean, I think playing next to Clayton, those are two people that take some crazy shots. Shot selection is not gonna be at the top of their minds when they play. But I mean, going down the line, they have a pretty decent young core, in my opinion.
Bro, and like it's not like Keontae George is the smartest shot taker out of these guys. Like they're gonna be flinging up shots.
Yeah, they're gonna be flinging them. Keontae George, he chucks them up.
I mean, fair enough to Utah. Like they see a player, they like a player. They don't need to see him work out. The Ace,
take the best player on the board. Who cares if he said he doesn't want to go to you? At the end of the day, like he's going to the league. Like he's not going to ruin his chances of being a good. In my opinion, I don't think he's dumb enough to ruin his chances of being a good NBA player by not trying his best at Utah. So I feel like he understands that he's actually in a decent enough situation. I think Utah also has, in my opinion, a brightest future. They have a decent amount of draft picks. They have a lot of assets they can trade away and kind of get back, things like that. So, I mean, he's not in a terrible situation. I mean, the place might be a little weird, but like the situation to play basketball isn't that bad.
Yeah. And I mean, I think all the workout shit is kind of overblown. Like, if like he played 30 games a season, like he's put enough film on tape that like you can make a very good like decision on whether you think he's a good prospect or not. So I mean that's fine. Like whether he wants to go there or not, he's gonna not, like you said, he's not gonna fuck up a chance to play in the NBA.
Nope, 100%. I feel like that's the thing where like a lot of these like media people like blow it out of proportion. Like even though like a player might want to control where they go, or like might say to the media where they want to go, like even though they end up in the top 6 draft pick at a place they don't want to be, they're not gonna like just completely shit the bed. Like you're making millions of dollars playing in the NBA. I think they got what they wanted.
He'll figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
So I guess another interesting trade that happened, I guess the first interesting trade I guess that happened in the draft would be right after the Suns drafted Kaman Malawach at 10. They decided to just trade future draft capital for the exact same player in Mark Williams. Not the exact same player, but like for what we've seen on tape so far, the exact same player.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I think first off, free my boy Colin Murray Boyles. He has to play behind Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes.
Oh, yeah.
RIP him. I don't know why the Raptors really drafted him. I'm not gonna lie. They should have drafted Kaman to replace Jakob, like you said when we were watching the draft together. But I think this is huge for the Suns. The Suns went from having Nick Richards and Mason Plumlee as their center depth to now having Kaman Malawach and Mark Williams. So that's a huge upgrade. Their starting lineup honestly doesn't look too terrible. If Devin Booker still is bought into the idea of playing the point guard role and facilitating more, a lineup of D-Book, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Ryan Dunn, Mark Williams starting at the 5. Then you have Kaman, Grayson Allen, and potentially Bradley Beal if he's still on the team. I mean,
fuck no.
Yeah, fuck no. He's probably not going to be on the team, but that's not a half decent 7-man rotation right there. Maybe get 1 or 2 more players. Maybe you could sneak your way into a playing position.
Yeah, I mean, the West is so competitive. We're going to discuss a couple teams that we think could make a little bit of a run there. But, I mean, the trade bro, like this guy. I don't know. Maybe the Suns think the Lakers canceled the Mark Williams trade because they got cold feet about Dalton Connect in that first round pick. But let's say the Lakers actually gave him a full physical and he failed it. Like this, like it's so risky.
They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna have to give him a full physical either way.
Yeah, that's true, but it's so risky trading away future draft capital for a team that might have to tank at that point. Like, it would make sense to me if they traded a closer first round pick, like maybe next year. Oh, they don't even have.
The thing
Actually,
is, like, when you have talent like Jalen Green and Devin Booker on your team, like, I don't think like tanking can really, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a GM, like, I don't think tanking can really be on your mind. You can't be like, okay, like I need to tank right now, especially like Debook's what 29 years old. Like, I don't even think he's gonna be bought into the idea of like tanking.
but surely you trade him right at that point. Like, you don't tank with D-Book on your team, but like
I
at
don't even
some
think he
point,
wants to leave. Like in general, I think Debook wants to stay a Sun. So like if you have such that caliber of a player that wants to stay in that organization, like maybe try and build around it and like see what you can do the best you can. And in my opinion, I think they did the best they can.
you think so? You think Mark Williams? I think this is more of an indictment for me on Mark Williams as a player than like the Suns trading that pick. I don't think he's
I
that.
mean,
I don't know.
if they just had Mark Williams, I would be like what are you guys doing? Like you could have went out and maybe like traded for a better center, but now they have like a little bit more depth now. Like I feel like come on, even though like he's not people don't really understand the aspect like of his game of like the mid-range and shooting aspect. I think he's ready enough as a rim protector and a pick and roll player and a rebounder to just insert in the lineup. So I think that depth at least helps him a lot.
That's fair. I think I'm really high on Kaman, obviously. So I'm
Yeah.
happy that he fell to a good situation.
I still think they need a point guard. I don't think starting D-Book and Jalen Green will get them like even close to like the even. I don't even think it'll get them to the first round. Like maybe they'll make a play-in game, but it won't get them to the first round. If even they get to the first round, having a point guard in the playoffs is really important. I think we both see it really often, like especially with the Timberwolves, they struggle without having a point guard that can put pressure on defenses, and teams can kind of understand D-Book's not a pass first kind of guard, so they'll be able to adjust pretty easily.
I think who are even because I think the Suns have a
Sexton.
couple seconds. Oh, you think they trade for? I'm thinking they draft one,
Oh,
but Sexton. I think you guys probably are more likely to make a move
but
with Sexton.
apparently there's been no like talk about us getting like Sexton or us in like talks with the Jazz. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to play Robinson.
yeah, Conley always works under the reports though. Like that cat trade, nobody even knew was gonna happen. So again, like I always expect the unexpected when it comes to trades for us.
Yeah, and you guys have to start Rob at some point. Like realistically, like
I have a feeling we just are gonna put our trust in Rob this season.
yeah,
Like,
you should.
yeah.
Wasting that using that much capital on a player, yeah. I mean, we shouldn't do.
Offensively, bro, like offensively, he can pan out. Like if his offense can negate his the defensive liabilities. Like there's so
That's
many
true.
point guards there's so many point guards in the league that have there are such negatives on the defensive end that still play like very important minutes. So I think his offensive game, I think he just needs to gain a little bit weight.
True.
But I think we're getting a little bit off topic on
Yeah, let's move to the Pelicans.
yeah,
I slept on this, bro.
yeah.
Because we both really loved the Pelicans draft at the end of last night. I officially hate it.
Yeah. So I texted you in the morning saying I was a big fan of their draft, and then I watched a couple like videos about Jeremiah Fears, and then I was like, wait, his fit next to Zion it doesn't really intrigue me too much because they took a point. I mean, he's a great point guard. He can get to the basket really quickly. He's great off the dribble, but he doesn't have a 3-point shot. It's still like a work in progress, and he needs the ball in his hands a lot. Like he's ball dominant, and that's also how Zion's game work. And if you watch Trey Murphy this past season, that's kind of how his game is too. I think he could play off ball a little bit more than Zion, obviously, but that's kind of where I'm at with why I don't think that's too great of a pick.
Yeah, I missed it. I had the same realization with a different player.
Okay.
I'm imagining Jeremiah Fears and Jordan Poole in the same backcourt, chucking up shots, and it's like, come on, bro. Like, like Zion, like we all know, Zion's an all-world talent when he
Yeah.
plays. Like he's like easily a top 20 player in the league when he's like healthy and like fully going. He's like incredible. But like you said, his strength is on the ball. He's not like, besides like being like a lob threat, he's not really anything else. He doesn't really cut back door. He's not really like, doesn't have a jump shot. Like no, like the low post back is but like it's like you have to give him the ball for him to go to work for 10 seconds. And the thing with DQ, I would have loved if they drafted DQ at 7 and then traded Zion to then like embrace the tank. But now, like, you draft Fears and DQ, that would be chill. You could still trade Zion for picks. But now that you've traded your next year's first round pick unprotected to move up 10 spots, you've completely negated any aspect of tanking next year. So, and this is the issue, right? Like, I think the Pelicans like general manager is Troy Weaver, I think, and Joe Dumars is the president. But Troy Weaver, like, he comes from the Thunder brass. So I'm pretty familiar with the way he thinks, and you would think he drafts pretty similar to Presti, but he doesn't. In Detroit, they won 70 of 210 games when he was their general manager. Like, he did the same thing actually, like a couple drafts ago. He traded up to draft Isaiah Stewart after drafting Killian Hayes. And Killian Hayes plays super similar to Jeremiah Fears, and Isaiah Stewart at that point played pretty similar to Derek Queen. Obviously not similar at all anymore. But like, and he had a really weird infatuation with Sadiq Bey. He got Sadiq Bey back in the Pelicans. Like, there are a lot of like really weird similarities of Troy Weaver teams, and I'm suddenly like, we were like, wow, like could the Pelicans make a play-in push? But now I'm like, fuck, bro, like have they really like screwed up and potentially traded Jay DeBanza for Derek Queen, which is
that's a very huge possibility. And if that does happen, like at that point, like trading Zion would have been an afterthought for them. Like that would have been just like, okay, like we'll do it right away.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I'd rather Derek Queen and AJ DeBanza.
Yeah, exactly.
But now you have Jeremiah Fears, and I don't know, like, and now Jordan Poole's in the mix. It's just like, it's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how my opinion changed or both of our opinions actually changed pretty quickly. I think in the beginning we were looking at like the way I was looking at it was Jeremiah Fears like defensive upside on the ball, especially on the perimeter, and his fit next to Jordan Poole that way, and then it kind of shifted focus to also like just seeing his ability to just kind of like needing the ball in his hands all the time.
Nah, I was looking at Jada Glasses, bro. I saw Derek Queen's name, and I'm like, this is definitely gonna be a future Hall of Famer. But nah, like I can't. I gotta look at it objectively. But I don't think they were the worst team.
See, dude, they Igor Demon, like, great passer and all, but apparently he shot like 20% from 3 in college.
He's Josh Giddey. He's actually just Josh Giddey, which is like Josh Giddey's cool.
Yeah,
like,
Josh Giddey's cool. Like Josh Giddey's back shot.
He's gonna get it back from the Bulls.
Yeah,
but man, bro, like they had a lot of options, and
Yakachonis,
yeah, and Jaeger Demon was not the pick I thought they'd make. But that's not the worst part, because then they go Nolan Traore right after that, which is like, okay, like they both play the same position, but you want 2 guards, that's chill. And then they go Ben Saraf like 2 picks later, and it's like, okay, now you have 3 point guards that all don't shoot, all love to pass.
Yeah.
So like, hella shot clock violation.
Danny Wolf.
Another pass first big who like shoots.
Like, what are y'all gonna do? Pass the ball for 24 seconds?
I mean, bro, they got someone to pass the ball to Cam Thomas, I guess. Like, this is just like, we're about to watch Cam Thomas average 50 points a game just off like 4 people just passing him, bro.
It's gonna be crazy work.
Oh my god! And how do you not trade any of the picks?
Yeah.
Like, they could have traded for like another lottery pick with those 3 picks at the bottom, and they could have got someone like DQ, huh?
Every time they panned the camera to the Nets green room, they were all hella happy, bro.
They were moshing, bro. It was like an avalanche. Bro, the Nets Twitter accounts were pissed. They were like, there is no way you are this hype after drafting a BYU 20% shooter from 3 guards.
It's like they drafted the next like Giannis or something, bro.
I mean, bro, like he could turn out to be the next Magic Johnson. Who knows?
Or
But
Luca,
like,
you never know.
you never know. But like, that is crazy. Like, it's just like a misuse of draft capital, bro. Like, I'm not even understanding how. Like I thought they would draft one player from each position and just start him,
Yeah,
and just roll with that. But I have 3 guards. What the fuck are you gonna do with 3 guards?
you had 3 guards and Danny Wolf.
Oh my god, bro. Danny Wolf was crying so much yesterday,
His
and I'm
brother,
like,
his brother was crying.
his brother was crying, and his mom was crying too. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they're crying because they're happy to be drafted or crying because they ended up in the fucking Nets. Like, it's bro, the Nets are poverty.
You think if Ace Bailey fell to them, they would have even picked him, bro?
No. Ace Bailey does not pass the ball. They wanted passers, clearly.
They would have picked Igor.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. I on my mock, I had him going like 15 or 16,
Yeah.
like, which would have been fair. 8 is crazy.
8 is wild, bro. 8 is
He's
wild.
crazy. I mean, with what the fucking Blazers did, I mean, I guess anything is possible. I don't have a banner for that one, but I guess we can just quickly talk about it.
Yeah, the Blazers drafted Hansen Young with the
someone from the crowd.
Yeah, someone from the crowd. Apparently, his agent's also Rich Paul.
This guy Rich Paul is crazy. He went to China and found someone and got him drafted. It's like a YouTube video. It's like how to draft random person challenge. Impossible, bro. The camera pans to the crowd. There's like 7 cameras around this Asian dude. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You start laughing because he's on the Twitter notification. I look on the screen. There's a giant Asian guy walking from outside the crowd.
I deadass thought I was missing something when I saw the notification, and then I looked at the screen and I was like, yeah, nah, it's exactly who I thought it would be, bro.
Wait, but his highlights are nice though. His highlights
were nice. Like he seems to be a very, very good passer for being 7 foot. He's a great rim protector. Apparently, he can actually they called him a switchable big, and from his highlights, he did look like a switchable big.
Yeah, he looked like he's moving. He averaged 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks in China.
Yeah, he was like first team all Chinese, all CBA or something like that, which is, I mean, that's pretty good. The CBA league, I guess is a decent league, and maybe.
But I mean, I think Jimmer Fredette averaged 50 points a game in that league.
Oh wow!
But what do you call it? The only issue
that when Hansen Young was in the paint, bro. Hansen Young was in the paint.
In all seriousness, I guess the issue I have with the pick is that you have 5 centers on the roster now.
Dude, they have Klingon, Ayton, Williams, and Hansen Young now.
Yeah, but they have someone else too. I'm trying to think, like, Blazers roster, because they have another center. Duop Reed.
Oh yeah, Duop Reed. Yeah. So it's 5 centers.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can start Hansen at the point guard.
Yeah.
They traded Anthony, bro.
He's gonna be a G League stash for the next 4 years. Apparently, Windhorst described him as 2 years away from 2 years away.
Yeah,
like he's a crazy project. But bro, 16th pick. I don't think anyone else had him in the top 50 of their draft board.
Yeah, like maybe like the 60th pick.
Crazy.
I mean, props to him for believing in himself and showing up and sitting in the crowd, bro.
Yeah, that's a long journey from China to make it out here. He knew something, right? They had to tell him.
He did something right for sure to get drafted that high, bro. He must have. Apparently, I saw a video today. The Blazers have been scouting him for 2 years.
2 years. They had do you know who Mike Schmitz is? He used to be the old guy on the draft. He used to do like draft videos a long time ago. Mm-hmm. They hired him because he's like an insane international scout. Apparently, this guy's whole career for the past 2 years has been focused on fucking Hansen Young or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
like that's literally been his whole job. So I mean, fair enough. Like if you like someone, you like someone.
Yeah,
but
you guys took the reach. Like, I mean, Giannis was Giannis the 16th pick?
Giannis is 15th.
If Giannis was the 16th pick, that'd been pretty crazy.
I think you know who was 16th pick. I think Georgios Papagiannis. The Sacramento Kings drafted him in 2013 or something. He's the exact same situation. He just never played in the league.
Man, yo, Hansen, prove them wrong, bro. I believe. I'm a Hansen fan, bro.
I'm looking at fan too. He's kind of wholesome. He just good vibes.
Yeah, you see, he like prayed while he was walking down the stairs and shit.
Yeah,
like
good vibes.
Good vibes, man. Might become a Blazers fan.
All right, we can really quickly discuss the
Yeah.
Thunderbolts pick.
Uh, Y'all
I
stole
mean,
our pick from us.
yeah, I mean, the Thunder have yet again a perfect draft. It's at this point, I'm just spoiled, bro. This is like, you had the best defense potentially of all time.
And then you get a defensive player of the year fucking candidate that could fucking come in and just fucking average like 3 blocks a game, I guess, and has like a fucking 15-foot wingspan or some shit.
Yeah, he's 6'10", has a 7'6" wingspan,
What the fuck, bro?
and like, bro, he makes TikToks too. Fit right in with Jay Will. It's perfect.
And guess who we drafted?
No, I called it actually in the last pod. I told you who you guys would draft. I told you guys would draft this guy. I'm super high on it. No bullshit. And I
He's
feel
actually
like,
like, I mean, I guess what our plan is like with this is I don't think we trade Rudy. I think he finishes out his contract. He has 2 or 3 more years left. I think
yeah,
2 or 3 years is the perfect amount of time for Johan to like get mentored under Rudy. I think like athletically and just prototypically wise, he's like the perfect replacement for Rudy. Especially that he actually kind of has an offensive game in the fact that one
catch.
like advantage in his scouting report is that he can not just catch, but they said he can catch anything.
Yeah,
They
he
said
has
he can
huge hands.
catch anything. And that's a huge catching. Like just catching the ball is a huge upgrade from Rudy because Rudy can't catch the ball, but catching anything is making me be like, okay, like Rob and him like could be kind of dope. Like that would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
And like again, they said he's already NBA ready rim protector at that level, but he needs to work on his switching and IQ. But he's very like switchable on the perimeter because he can move his feet a lot better than Rudy. And another thing I liked about him is he said he was a very big Rudy fan. He followed Rudy's career from the beginning. On like he's met with Rudy's family and everything. So I think that kind of like synergy between them will really help a lot because like I think having that kind of mentorship and like just having a bond when you have with your mentor like helps deeply, and that might even speed up the process a little bit. But it's going to be a project, 100%, in my opinion.
he looks like a fast learner too. I saw a bunch of his highlights. Like one play, he got beat on like he came way too early on a switch, and then he got beat off a backdoor lob. And then the next play, he saw that lob developing, so he just stayed a little back, and he ended up swatting the shit out of it. Like,
The thing is, he's only been playing basketball for 4 years.
yeah, he seems like a really quick learner.
Seems
Like I love
draft. Apparently, that's what our head of draft said. He said he's really dedicated, really focused, and he's like just ready to work.
Yeah. So I think, but I really hope he plays this year for you guys
He's
because
staying. So apparently, before you continue, apparently what he is doing is we're gonna play him in summer league, but he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay with Minnesota throughout the season. He's not gonna
Yeah.
be. He's not gonna be in. He's not gonna go to the G League.
because I think you guys need a backup center.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you guys lose Nas in the offseason. I don't know. I think it's looking more likely you guys keep Nas
and we
but
lose.
and we lose Nikhil.
Yeah.
But I think like I think we saw in the playoffs that Nas is definitely like a spark off the bench type like quick scorer, and I don't know if he necessarily has the same defensive upside that
especially as a center. Like I think defensively as a 4, he can kind of
hold, yeah.
But at the 5, especially starting at the 5, it's impossible. Starting at the 4, I could see the upside if we like have to start him at the 4 and get rid of Randall at one point. But starting at the 5, I can't see that happening at all.
Yeah, so I think you guys don't have another center on the roster besides Luka Garza, and I don't think he's other rim protectors.
Defensively, he's not a rim protector at all. Like he's kind of a Nas player, but slower.
Yeah, so I hope he plays early because I think a lot of Rudy like I think he just needs to be used more effectively. Like he has to play a lot of minutes because you guys don't really have a backup for him, and when you guys do have to bench him, like there's no real replacement. So like he gets a lot of slack, but he's probably gassed. So
yeah, honestly, true, because he plays really well. Like his like starting shift and then his starting shift in the second half, like those shifts, he plays really, really well. Like it's like he has lapses like towards like the end of quarters.
So if you can like reduce his minutes by like 5 and just let this guy rock for like 15 minutes a night, just to give Rudy a break, I feel like it'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. He has to be good enough, obviously, to play.
Yeah, and something cool with our draft is we have the 31st pick, and
right, you guys might get Rasheer.
Yeah, we might get Rasheer, but apparently a lot of a lot of NBA teams are very, very interested in trading up to the 31st pick to try and get Rasheer because he's still on the board. So I think we're still like listening to the best available offer. My prediction is we trade this pick for future draft capital because I don't think we have a pick in next year's draft.
The Suns just moved it to 36, by the way. Just random trade just happened.
Nice. W Suns.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna get a point guard.
Yeah. Tyrese Proctor, maybe.
I guess.
I mean, I think he could become a startable point guard in the league.
He's not moving me, man.
Really?
Nah.
You're not a fan of Tyrese?
Nah, I'm not a fan of Tyrese. He's not moving the needle for me. They had us taking him at 44. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I'm a pretty big Tyrese Proctor fan, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
3-point shooting, I like his defensive upside. I think he's a decent enough passer to start in the NBA. Like, I don't think like if you're on a team like the Suns, I don't think you need to be a star point guard. Like, go out there, give the team 10, like 6-4 with great defense.
Is Kolli Gillespie still on the team?
I don't think so.
Because I'd rather him, honestly.
Tyrese?
Yeah.
Dude, Tyrese is raw, bro.
I think Collin's a better passer, bro.
He is a better passer.
I don't think we need to score. Like I think Proctor's a pretty good shooter. I don't think we need shooting with Booker and Jalen Green out there. I don't think we need.
He's a great defender, though. That's also another thing. He's a very, very good defender. Like he was locks in the tourney.
We sold a bag in the tournament too for them.
Yeah, offensively, yeah. But he did have one game where he went like 7 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
He's a very streaky shooter. We could put it that way.
Level the Nets traded the 36th pick, but not any of the picks before that. They traded this pick for 2 seconds.
Wow.
In the future, not even this draft.
Wow, that's wild.
Whatever. The Nets are actually like, I don't know, like maybe Sean Marks is cooking something.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do.
Sean Marks is a master of acquiring picks and not doing anything with them.
All these first-round picks that these teams drafted are still tradable to other teams. Like the players they drafted you can still trade them.
Bro, who the fuck is giving you equivalent value for Ben Saraff, bro? With all due respect, imagine Ben Saraff is becoming like the greatest of all time. And I'm just sitting here with like clips.
Yeah, you're.
But yeah, anything else you want to discuss?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah, you fit on all the points, I think.
Yeah, we did cover all the points. The second round is tonight, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll probably do another episode after the second round. Just go overall like which teams we fully think had the best draft, and then I assume there'll probably be a little bit more trades today as well. I have a feeling that maybe Colin Sexton will get moved today. Maybe the Jazz are like still very like trying to shop him. I'm probably not going to come to us, but just in general. So there's something for us to talk about at least. Mm-hmm. But once the draft is over and the offseason comes to a little bit the middle, me and Aashrith will start doing our little segments that we used to do last summer as well, where we start like ranking teams, ranking players, things like that. But yeah, just keep sticking with us. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at OffTheDribble Pod, and we will see you guys next episode. Peace.